our parish priest, thanking him for everything that he is doing for Medjugorje, for Our Lady, for us, and for you as well. I'm greeting you all from the depth of my heart, and I'm so glad to be with you today here. I know that you are those who bring pilgrims to Medjugorje. I know that with that, it is up to us, it is up to you as such. You have a great responsibility. Our Lady calls us every second in the month, and she calls us her apostles, to us visionaries, and all other pilgrims, especially you who are bringing pilgrims. Because the first encounter of pilgrims with Medjugorje is the encounter with you. You are those who bring them, you are those who organize, and you are those who want to bring Medjugorje to them. And they are therefore seeking Medjugorje in you. That is why I pray that Our Lady may give you her motherly blessing, that you're able to do that in the way she wants that, with heart and with love. And that in your organization of a pilgrimage in Medjugorje, it may really be a pilgrimage. It may never be a journey of tourists or just simple sightseeing, that it may be with prayer, that you may never allow other thoughts to distract you from what is really here. I do not want to judge anyone. The Lady never judges, she never criticizes. But I feel in my heart that I should say to you, Medjugorje is something else, not luxury hotels, not good food. With that, Medjugorje is lost. Medjugorje is a pilgrimage. And when we are making a pilgrimage, that means that we are suffering. And we desire to feel God more in our vicinity, because if I come to the pilgrimage, and then I'm thinking, what is my accommodation like? I'm not happy with the room. It's a bad food. I have lost the reason why I came here, and I came to get to know and to come closer to God. That is why you, as group leaders, as Our Lady's apostles, I'm asking you always to think about that. I'm asking you to bring that to all who are coming to Medjugorje. You know that I'm one of the 6 visionaries, and that everyday apparitions stopped for me to the first. I had them up to Christmas 1982, every single day. That is when I received that secret, and Our Lady told me that I will no longer have everyday apparitions. She said that will be once a year, every 18th of March. And those apparitions will continue until I am alive. And then she also mentioned there will be extraordinary apparitions. And those began on August 8th, 1987, and they last up today. And I do not know how long I will have apparitions every second in the March. These apparitions every second in the month, the pilgrims really recognized Our Lady's invitation, our prayer for, as what we say, unbelievers. And Our Lady does not say unbelievers. She says those who have not met the love of God yet. And she's asking for our help. When she says ours, she does not refer to us 6 visionaries only. She refers to all those who perceive her as a mother, because we can change those unbelievers, but only with our prayer and with our example. And she asks for us to place in our everyday prayers, the prayers for unbelievers, because most of the bad things that happen in the world, as you see today, all of the wars, divorces, drugs, our mother abortions, our mother says that all of that is coming from those who do not meet the love of God. And she says that we, by praying for them, are praying for us and for our future. She prays for our example as well. And that does not mean for us to go and to speak to others. She requires our life to speak, that God may be visible in us. I would like to ask you to understand that in the most serious way, because if you were able for just once to see tears in Our Lady's eyes because of unbelievers, I'm certain that you would be praying with all of your heart, because Our Lady says the time that we live now is time of decisions, and she says it is up to us who say that we are the children of God, that we have great responsibility. Many of us, all of us actually, me and you, we are all able to speak in a nice way, and Our Lady does not want us that. She wants our life to speak a beautiful story. She wants God and love of God to be visible in our life. And when you come to Medjugorje, when you bring pilgrims, I would say to you what late Father Slavko was always saying. Medjugorje is a church. It is a center of the pilgrimage, Holy Mass, adoration, Cross Mountain and the Apparition Hill. Those are three things that are important for pilgrims. That is important for pilgrims to visit them and to feel them and to pray there. You keep going to various places. You keep requesting from pilgrimages, from this group to the other, from this person to the other. They all need to say something to you. And the most beautiful story is on the hill. When you kneel down on the Apparition Hill, when you close your eyes and when you start saying to your mother everything that is bothering you, everything that you desire, everything that makes you suffer. That's why I'm saying this to you as the children. Do not run and do not waste your time. Pray, go to the hill, go to Cross Mountain, adore Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament. That is where you will receive the answers. That is why Jesus speaks. That is where Mother heals her children. I'm advising you this as a sister. It's not that does have to be like this, it's just my advice as a sister. In these apparitions in Medjugorje, each one of us, 6 visionaries, has received a mission, intention. My mission is for those who do not need the love of God yet. As we say for unbelievers, Vitska and Yaakov pray for sick. Ivan prays for young and for priests. Mary prays for the souls in purgatory. Ivanka prays for families. And I'm praying to you, and I'm asking you, when you are with pilgrims that you bring here, you need to say to them that when I'm praying for unbelievers that they are converting, or when Ivitska and Yaakov pray for sick that they are immediately healed. Our Lady just wanted to give us example to us, to teach us, to guide us. What is that we need to be praying? Because many pilgrims, when they come to Medjugorje, they think that we visionaries are privileged, that it is enough to say to us, because God is listening to us more than everyone else. Many think it is enough to touch us. And such opinions, believe to me, it is superficial, because for a lady as a mother, there are no those children that are privileged. For her, we are all her children that she chooses for various missions. She has chosen 6 of us to give us messages, but she has chosen each one of you, because you are those who will spread messages furthermore. You are those who will bring other people who will hear the messages of love, the messages of peace. That is why there are no privileged ones. A mother on earth who has 2 or 3 children, she cannot say that she is a true mother if she loves one child more than the other. And you can imagine what is with our Heavenly Mother, how much we all for her are her children with various missions. We visionaries, we need to bring messages, and you as her apostles, you need to spread them furthermore. If anyone is privileged for her, as I understood, when I was looking into messages, especially the messages every second in a month, then it is our priests. Because she never said what they are supposed to do. She always says what we are supposed to do for them. Our Lady says, my dear children, they do not need your judgment. They need your prayers. They need your love. God will judge them what they were like as priests, but He will judge us. What was your relationship towards the priests? In the same way, during the apparition, when she gives us the blessing, she always says, I'm giving you a motherly blessing. But the greatest blessing that you can receive on earth is from the priest. When they bless you, my son is blessing you. She also said, do not forget to pray for your shepherds. They have had, their hands are blessed from my priests. And in the last message on Sunday, she said, trust in their blessed hands. That is why you as group leaders, you as those who bring pilgrims to Medjugorje, you need to speak to them about that. You need to speak to them about the importance of our shepherds. When you go back to your parishes, you need to show with your own example what is our relationship supposed to be towards priests. If our priest is doing the way we think he's not supposed to do, let us not go round and judge. We need to take hands. And we need to pray, because that is a way to help, and not to judge him and not to criticize him. Because in this world that we live in, as we can all see, there's so much judgment, so much criticism, and so little love. And the Lady wants us to be recognized through love. We who say that we got to know the love of God, that others may see it in us. Because who can judge is only dear God. I always say to the pilgrims, I feel sorry that I cannot say to you more why our Mother is preparing us. But I can say to you one thing, we have this time, the time that we live in now, and we have a time that is promised to us, which our Heavenly Mother has promised to us, the triumph of her heart, and between those two times is a bridge, and that bridge is our priests. That is why she insists so much on the prayer for them, fasting for them, because that bridge should be so strong that we may all cross it. Because Our Lady said, I will triumph with them. Without our priests, there will not be a victory of the heart of our Mother. Because if we think about that a little bit, who can give us Jesus at the altar? Who is that can cleanse us from our sins? Who is that can open to us the doors of heaven? It is only our priests. That is why she, in every message, she invites us to love. She always invites us to love and trust in our shepherds, because without them we cannot walk towards God. We cannot get to know the love of God. It is very important that you say to your pilgrims about the importance of prayer in the family, because Our Lady says that it's parents. She said that parents have great responsibility before the children. It is parents who need to place the roots of the faith in their children, and that can be done only when one prays together, when one goes to Holy Mass together, because we cannot speak to our children about the importance of the Holy Mass if they do not see that Holy Mass is at the first place for us. We cannot speak to them about the importance of prayer if they do not see us praying. That is why Our Lady says, it is so important what parents are doing. It is so important what parents bring to children, and not by forcing them, not by judging, not by criticizing, but with love, with prayer, and with their own example. In the same way our Heavenly Mother is doing. She never judges, she never criticizes, she never forces. She only loves us, and she only gives us her example, and she always prays for us. And she requires the same thing from us, because in that way we can help our children. We can place the seeds of the faith in them, because they see much more than we think that they see. I always share an example from my own family. When my older daughter Mary was only 2 years old, I never told her about the apparitions because I thought she's too little to understand. But one day, while she was playing with her friend in a room, I was watching over them, and I could hear other girls saying, "My mom drives a car," and then Maria was silent, and she said, "Oh, if that's anything, my mom speaks to Our Lady every day," without me saying anything to them. Because she could see that what happens in the house, it is why for our children important to see that for mom and for dad, God is at the first place, and everything else later on. I also know that you, at your journey from your homes to Medjugorje, you are also supposed to explain to your pilgrims a message of Our Lady that is so difficult, especially to my dear Italians, because when I say this to Italians, I can never remain serious, because for them that is the hardest thing that Our Lady asks. It is fasting. It is fasting on Wednesdays and Fridays on bread and water. Italians know that I love them so much, and they know that when I say this message to them, that it is not useful for them, but I need to say, because Our Lady says that I need to share that, because you are those who become so upset when it comes to that message, when you keep asking for corrections of that message. How long Wednesday and Friday last, as if I can produce Wednesday and Friday. Can it be bianco pasta? Can it be bread with olive oil, and so on? And I also liked the example of one of the football players, national football player, who was here, and the Italian national team was in Medjugorje. And one of those players said to me, "I think, Mirjana, that you probably did not understand Our Lady in a good way. I think that she told you to fast, and she did not say to all of us to fast." Our Lady is asking us to fast on bread and water Wednesdays and Fridays, but if you never fasted before, if you never prayed the rosary every day before, I would recommend to you to start in a way Our Lady did with us when she came. The first thing that she asked was 7 Our Fathers, Hail Mary and Glory be, as you say the Rosary of Peace. After a while, she asked for one part of the Rosary and to fast on Fridays, and after a while the other part of the Rosary, then the second part of the Rosary, then the third part of the Rosary. She moved step from step, and that could be an example for all of us. To me, when pilgrims say, when I go back home, I will pray Rosary every day, I will fast Wednesdays and Fridays, I always say to them, do not promise, because you will not. Promise something that you can, and start walking slowly with Our Lady. And when you fall down, she will give you a hand. She will help you get up, because that is what she asks from us. Rosaries, fasting, she asks that for us, not because she needs our rosaries, not because she needs our fasting. We need that in order for us to open heart and receive Jesus, because we can have everything that exists in this world, and if we don't have peace, we don't have anything. And the only true peace is the one that comes from Jesus. That is why Our Lady requires all of that from us, because she wants us to have peace, to have Jesus. Do not waste time by judging your prayer. I'm saying this to you as a sister. If we can always do better. If you feel that you're not happy with your prayer today, tomorrow it will be better. But by judging your prayer, we waste our time and we fall down. None of us can say, I pray in a good way, I'm doing everything as God wants me to do. I feel intimidated by those people. We are all on the way of holiness. We are all only trying, and how much do we succeed? God will judge that. That is why it is important to try. That is why it is important to walk with Our Lady. As one of the priests said, in order for us to live, we need to eat. One day we eat in a good way, the other way we eat in a bad way, the third day so. But we eat in order for us to live. Apart from Italians, they live to eat. I need to correct myself. Also this priest, he says, in order for us to be in relationship with God, we need to pray. One day you pray better, the other day you pray worse, but we are in the relationship with God. That is why we need to try to follow our Mother. We need to try doing what she wants us to do. And also one of the most important things for pilgrims, when they come here to Medjugorje, would be confession. She says there is no person in the world who does not have need for a monthly confession. And especially if we are on the pilgrimages, because Our Lady said in one of the messages, only pure heart knows how to open, only pure heart knows how to receive gifts. Therefore you who are the apostles of Our Lady, as she said on Sunday, the apostles of my law, you need to try along with your priests to explain to the pilgrims the importance of the peace. Because if our heart is clean, it will be able to receive everything that Mother gives to us. And if our heart is polluted, it cannot discern anything, it cannot understand anything, and we waste our time. That is why you need to speak to them about the importance of prayer. Our Lady places Bible as important message, and she says that in the Bible we have answers to all of the questions that we require, and we have forgotten about Bible. We will all say, yes, I have a Bible. Of course we have it in a good place in our home, but how often do we open Holy Bible? Our Lady said, return Bible in your families. I think it would be enough to open few lines from the Holy Bible. It is not important how much, but the Holy Bible lives in our homes. And not that it stands at one place that we can say, to have it, never forget. All of the answers are in her. Many say that we visionaries have great responsibility. Yes, that is correct. Many things were given to us. You believe what we have seen. We know that heaven exists, and when they ask me always how it is to be with Our Lady, I always say, I think it is like that in heaven. I'm a mother, and as every mother, I would give my life for my children, without even hesitating. But when I'm with Our Lady, I do not know about my children. I don't remember my children. I only see her, and I only want to be with her. They ask me, have I ever touched Our Lady? Has she touched me? Never. I can see her 100 years, but I always know she is a Mother of God. And I'm just the one who walks here in this world. But to be honest with you, I never felt need to touch her. Because when Our Lady watches you, you have a feeling that she embraces you, touches you, loves you, kisses you. Forgive me for being emotional. I still have not recovered completely from the apparition I had a few days ago. You have a feeling that you're better, and I think that's a feeling of heaven. When you completely forget about everything, when you forget about your children. And that is why it is up to us visionaries, the responsibility. We have a great responsibility, but don't think that it is up to you as leaders. You have less responsibility, because one day when we come before God, you will not be able to say, we did not know. You know everything. Everything was said to you. And how much you will desire to do that with love of God. For God and for Our Lady. And your consciousness knows that God knows everything. He sees everything. We cannot hide anything from Him. He reads our hearts. And that is why we all have great responsibility before God. That is what I wanted to share with you. And I wanted also to thank you all for everything you are doing, for your perseverance, because my parish priest told me that there are many of you who come here from the beginning. Thank you for being persevering. Thank you for loving Our Lady. Thank you for trying to do what she wants from us. I do not know if you would like to ask me anything and whether that is okay. If you would like to ask. If you have questions, yes. This gentleman was asking, is it possible? Because every second of the month, most of the pilgrims are coming. Whether I could, outside my home, to come and to speak here to pilgrims. That was the question. Everything can be arranged. I'm always for the agreement, and you said at the beginning that everyone comes because of the apparition. I would just like to add one thing. You need to come to Medjugorje because of Jesus, because of knowing Him, because of getting to know Him as a child. That He's here. Every night we have Dear Jesus on the altar. There is no greater sign that can be given to us that God can give us with love. That is what I would like to say. And when it comes to my witness, I can always arrange that with the parish priest when is the hall available, because this is a hall and there are many of us. We need to just organize ourselves, find the best way to organize ourselves, or maybe in the outside altar, he would put me outside in the sun. In the sun during the heat. Yes, they're joking, of course. Mirjana is open, it's great. We are together, we will work out a solution for this as well. Second question was also, okay, in Italian. She asked, was I in heaven, purgatory, hell? No. For me to be with Our Lady, it is to be in heaven. And I hope and I will try to live in the way that once I really am in heaven, God will see that. It is only Jacob and Vicka who saw heaven, purgatory and hell. That was at the beginning of the apparitions. When police took us from the village, only a few of them were able to hide, and she told them, I will take you with you now. Jacob was only 9. And she said, Dear Lady, please take Vicka. She has 7 brothers and sisters. I'm the only child. And she said, no, I just want to show you that heaven, purgatory and hell exist. Now maybe some other question from some other country. Maybe we want to hear other languages as well. This gentleman was saying what were pilgrims, that pilgrims were asking what were the secrets, and he tells them that secrets are secrets. And I really do not know what else that I should add there. I live my life as much as I can live it normal way. I live with my family, with pilgrims. I do not think about secrets. I only think whether I'm prepared today to meet and encounter God, because we, as human beings, we always speak about future, what will happen in the future, what is going to be like. And who from us, right here, present, can say with safety that he will be alive tomorrow? And what our Mother is teaching us is that we need to be prepared in this very moment to meet God and not to speak about future. She said, what I have begun in Fatima, I will conclude in Medjugorje. My heart will triumph. What else should we be thinking about? I will add something. They ask me about secrets. Do I know anything about secrets? What the visionaries told me. And I always say to them, let us try to do something that we know. Let us live that. When we complete that, we will probably be asking about secrets. It was a message where a lady said, come to me on the hill and we will conquer. Mirjana says, I need to understand, where am I in that message? What is that I need to do? What is that? Because you who are following these messages could see that these messages are long as well. And I remember exactly from word to word, just a minute or two after the apparition. That is why I immediately say the message. And there's always Mickey next to me, and I give a message to him to write it down, and then I am asking for that when I go back to the room, that I may think about it. And I can understand the message in one way. Maybe I need to climb some other hill. Maybe I need to conquer something else within me. Or maybe you need something else. There's no one who's right to explain the message. We are different people. Our lives are different. Our crosses are different. And our God speaks to each one of us in a special way. That is why you need to take the rosary, you need to pray, and you need to start thinking, what is that you need to do? That's wonderful, Hubert, in the German language. How to explain Medjugorje in one sentence? What would that be? If I was to describe Medjugorje in one sentence, I would have said only peace and love. That is what Medjugorje is for me. Mirjana, I remember that you said if the peace was to come, then we need to have restlessness first. That is what you need to do. Because if we want to have peace, if we want us to be pure, we need to make a great restlessness. I'm sure that all of the women will understand me. We need to make everything out. We push all of the objects and we clean every corner in our house. And then when we go back, everything is shiny. That is what we need to do. Every corner of our heart, every door that were closed for years, we need to open them in order for us to have peace. And peace and love come from Jesus. This lady was asking, so when they start the pilgrimage, many give them their photographs, their prayers, to take them here, to bring them here in Medjugorje. Our Lady knows everything. She's a mother. She reads hearts of the people. There's no need for us to write down. But if we feel better with that, if we feel better if we write that all down, if we explain to her, that is not wrong, at least I think that, you can leave that here in the shrine. Because I personally pray for all of the pilgrims. I pray for them to understand why they are here and what is that Our Lady wants from them. And I think all of your images are included. You can write down petitions, but don't leave them on the hills. Yes, it is much better to leave that here in the shrine or to give to the visionaries and not to leave it all other places. Because those are personal things. I think that those people who are writing that, it is their personal prayers, maybe something that they do not want to share with everyone. So let us respect them, let us respect their sufferings as well. And we will not allow for that to run away all over the place. So we have Polish language. Just a moment for Agnieszka to go to the room. At the beginning, I would like to thank Our Lady because she loves us. My question is, I know that Medjugorje is a continuation of Fatima. I would like to ask you, has Our Lady said anything of devotion of the first Saturday in the month? One really speaks about that. Has Our Lady ever spoke about devotion of the first Saturday? And do we as organizers are supposed to speak to pilgrims? And if Medjugorje is a continuation of Fatima, are we supposed to speak about Fatima as well, or just about Medjugorje? Our Lady did not speak to me about the importance of first Saturday in the month. But when it comes to us here, it is something that is here. We, in our homes, every first Saturday, we have a tradition to bless our home and to pray especially on that first Saturday in the month, to pray as a family. And are you supposed to speak to pilgrims about Fatima? Why not? About Lourdes, about Fatima, about Padre Pio, about everything. Because it is one Our Lady, it is one Mother. The one from Fatima, the one from Lourdes, and the one here in Medjugorje. Speak to them. We never know what will touch hearts of some pilgrim, of one pilgrim, maybe on the way to Medjugorje. He may be touched by something that Our Lady said in Lourdes. I do not know that. It is important to speak about the love of God. So this lady was asking, many say that women are supposed to follow Our Lady, to be like Our Lady. That means that in a certain way they are not supposed to bring pilgrims to Medjugorje, that they are supposed to be in peace, as Our Lady was, if I understood well. I think that we as mothers, as women, we can do many things. Because Our Lady in her silence is changing the world. Our Lady is changing the world with love. Those of you who are women who bring pilgrims to Medjugorje, you can do so much. Just as being as a lady. If you try to be like Our Lady, if you have love, if you have faith in that people, if you show them that, if you speak to them about Mother of God, I do not see the problem why women should do something and men should not do something and men should do something. Never forget, there is only one Our Lady. All the others, we can only try to be as she was. There's only one Mother of God. I always joke when once, as you spoke earlier on, when I said, I will try to be like Our Lady, because I was with her all the time. I saw her love, I saw her peace, I saw her patience with us. She was never angry, she was never nervous. She took everything with love. So to my daughters, when they were little, I told them, do your role. In a way, Mother speaks to us, and nothing happened. I repeated again, and nothing happened again. And when I shouted a little bit, everything was fine. And then I said, there's only one Mother of God. It is important that what we do, what we are trying to do, that we do that with love. So we think, Mirjana, if I can, I would like to add something. Don't listen now. I just want to add something in the words of Sister Elvira. I know that all of you know Sister Elvira, who founded and who built Cenacolo for all of us. Once she told me, Mirjana, men grow up to the age of 14 and they stop there. So when we women accept that, it will be easier for us. Father Marinko said, it is up to you. So we thank Mirjana. This is where we will finish. And we will thank her, really thank her from the depth of our heart for all of the words, for all of the kind words, all of the wonderful words, wise words. Mirjana, thank you because you exist. Thank you.